I'm installing right now the Final Cut thing, so again, an application, shortcuts, content. From there, going into plugins, media provider, motion effect, content, resource. Scroll all the way down to I find templates. And then once I'm here, here's all my templates that I've been installing, which I'm gonna move this because this way is way more complicated than the other way. Which the other way is this way. I'll show it. Home, movies, motion templates. Open this thing. This needs to go in titles. Now I'm gonna pause this real quick. Oh, actually, I don't have to pause it. Let's close this out and open it back up. This is if you ever have to use Final Cut Pro to build, because you can't do building in CapCut really, to be honest. But Final Cut Pro is the place to go. Alright, here's that infograph we was looking for. Wow. And I'm not going to do a background because I wanted to be able to be like, no background. Let's see what I can do. And the statistics out. Let's see how this is coming out. 1. One and 7 drivers. Let me see if I can Google it because I don't know nothing about no statistics. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 49%. We're gonna make these his color. I'm trying to see how they design theirs so I know how to design ours. Ah, okay, so. Should do, right? And he said 1 is 7, right? Impact. Put right under there. This one I'm not worried about the female because I'm gonna cut the girl out. It should have it, you could just turn it off though, low key. But it's cool. It worked it. Let's see if I can crop it here. No, I'll crop it. Everything. See? Now it's already ready to go. Less work you have to do in the edit is better sometimes. And I might cut off the extra people because I don't need that many people. Let's go back to how that look. His line is 29 million people. Now I could either choose to do this in Canva. I'm sorry, I don't know. What's the thing called? In CapCut, or I could do it in advance. I'm probably gonna just do it in advance while I'm here. Sorry, Duck Ball. I think I'm gonna do the font in CapCut. That way I can have a little bit of matching control. It's not necessarily I can't do it here, but if I do it here, it's not gonna be able to match the other CapCut stuff I'm planning on doing font wise. So I don't want to do that. 1 and 7 always title on sign that you can remember. The render. As that's render, I'm gonna pause this. Alright. Be back in. I might not want 7 on here. I saved it in alpha, so it should be alpha.
After you leave this life, here's a wild fact for you. 1 out of 7 drivers in the U.S. don't have car insurance. That's
Right now I'm looking at placement of where I want to put this. Because I could definitely put this behind his head or holographic. The key is that it's visible and easy to see. Easy to read. So I'm going to do this. Check this way, this method. See which one better fits the aesthetic we're going after.
7 drivers in the U.S.
Don't forget to move what you need to know.
7 drivers in the 7 drivers 7 drivers in the U.S. don't. One out of You want to know what the 1 out of 7 drivers in the U.S. don't. 1 out of 7 drivers 7 drivers in the U.S. car insurance. That's 1 out of 7 drivers in the U.S. 7 drivers drivers in the U.S. don't have car insurance. That's 29 million people driving around with no. 1 out of 7 drivers in the U.S. don't have car insurance. Can you U.S. don't have car insurance? That's 29 million people. 29 drivers in the U.S. don't have car insurance. That's 29 1 out 29 million 29 29 million 1 out of 7 drivers in the U.S. don't have car insurance. That's 29 million people. Insurance. That's 29 million people driving around with no protection. U.S. don't have car insurance. That's 29 million people driving around with no protection if something happens. It comes to life. When it comes to life, we're not that much different. We go when it comes to life, we're not that much different. We go out of our ways to ensure everything else, our homes, cars, jewelry, phones, pets, even vacations. But what about your soul?
So as you see, I'm adding some more jump
When it
clips
comes
right
to
here.
life, we're not that much different. We go out of our ways to ensure everything else, our homes, cars, jewelry.
And he's saying right here in that part, homes, cars, jewelries, he wants pictures flashing through a checklist, kind of drawing a line. So we can do this one of two ways. I'm gonna go with the way that Alan, the guy I showed you on YouTube, does, and I'm gonna show you how I do that. So I go to Canva first. Just call it this. camper. Alright, and then I'm gonna go to what's this one? I believe it's this one. Yeah, it got different boxes. So, you see how I did this Jesus picture? Let me show you how to do this. So, first things first, click the Jesus thing. I'm gonna go to Elements. And I already pre-saved it if I'm not mistaken. These are my recently used. Scroll down. Keep scrolling. I'm getting close to it because I remember. See, right here. And these areas. So, I'm gonna show you how to find it from scratch though. So, shadow, drop shadow. And you're looking for the one that's angled like this. It's called rectangle drop shadow. It lifts it off the paper to make it look like it's 3D even though it's not 3D. And you'll place that there. Let me just show you for example. Let's say this is the one you're going with. Let's if I go to mine, let me show you. So you can know what the name is of mine. I have it linked already. Oh, I actually dropped it on there. Okay. So one way is to do it like this, which you put the drop shadow rectangular, and then you would take an image of your choice. Sorry, could upload. So I'm just show you an example. This is the image of my choice. And you will have to fit that image to match that width. You see, that's one way. But another easy way to do it is this. So you're gonna find the image. So he say, let's go to the paper. Say, homes, cars, and jewelry. So let's say this is the picture. For homes. Actually, like this way. I find a nice, decent home that I like. We'll do this one. Alright, let's say this is the picture. First off, go ahead and size it how you want it. I want mine to be that size. Now you're gonna press edit, shadows, and then you're gonna put a drop shadow. Boom. And that's literally how you do it. And you can play with the blur, which makes it smaller or bigger. You can play with the distance. Play with the intensity, meaning how dark. I typically do it pretty dark so you can tell. I think on this one, and then once I set one up, I just lay the other ones on top. That's why you ain't seen them. On this one, it's 27, 62, 48, 71. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 27, 48, 71, 27, 62, 48, 27, 62, 48, 71. Yep. And basically, this may be the starter image, but I'm going to drop other images. So now I'm going to find car. gonna manipulate it down till it fits this size. It's fully covering it up. I might switch to that car later if I don't like the car that I got. He said jewelry. Definitely spelled that wrong. Jeez. Take that one. Maybe that one. Cool down and watch might be easy. Okay, you can't find it here, Google it. Diamond watch. That's going to be real bad on that one. And then he said that's phones and pets. You notice with tones, I'm picking like darker tones so they all kind of fit the same feel. That way the photos don't look like they all out of place. Sometimes you have to do that, or else what's going to happen is when you put them together, it's going to look too mismatched. So be cognizant of that. Pets. Okay. Now I'm going to save each one of these, starting with the home first. I could start with the pick, but it doesn't matter. Share, download. I'm going to put it as PNG. And we only want page 10. Transparent background, yes. And I'm going to show you how to do each part of putting it together. Right now I'm going to save them. Hold on.